I genuinely feel like a loser every single time I try something new. Um, and I think it's obviously because I'm impatient and I want to get good at something right away. And that's what really holds me back from getting good at one specific thing. So even this YouTube thing, I've been doing it for like 2+ years. Um, Actually even more, probably I want to say 5. Yeah, 5. Damn near 6. 6, 7. It might be 6 or 7 years. And that's not even a joke. It might be 6 or 7 years because I think I started in 2018. Like that's when I first started for sure. So maybe 6 or 7 years, unironically. But anyways, getting back to a serious topic, try makes me feel like a loser because, dude, it's so hard to want results and also subsequently have the patience to try to get them because it's not gonna be literally the next day. You can get results, maybe not the right results that you want the next day, but you can get results if it's like super simple stuff. Like let's say it's like drawing or whatever. You want to draw a perfect circle. You could probably do that the next day. But if you want to draw something like the Mona Lisa just on paper and pencil, I definitely don't think that's a one day thing. And this brings it back to the point where it's almost like Sisyphus pushing this rock up the slope. Like every single time you try, there will be a force that pushes it back down to the ground. And it's not gonna feel good because you're gonna have to do it all over again. And most of the time it's like this until you eventually get it. Until you eventually win and establish a pattern so it's easier to get to that winning place or whatever. And I really am trying to wrap my head around this because I felt it today when I was going to the gym and I put my usual settings on the treadmill, 12 incline, 3 speed. Um, and I end up not only not hitting what I usually do for that specific machine, but having to turn it down a lot just to get to that 30-minute mark. And that really made me feel like a loser because like had already turned down the settings beforehand and I had to turn them down again. So it's like I'm not burning any calories at that point. And I'm just sat there. Actually, I can't even sit in the dressing room because there was a lot of people in there. But when I was walking out, I was like, damn, bro, I really am not him. You know what I mean? But if I had to reference this before of how I was before in terms of my attitude towards cardio, it would have been night and day. I would have left the gym if I had to turn that stuff down. I would have not done the cardio in the first place if I had to adjust the volume to uh, uh adjust the speed to something less that I already did before. And that was mainly because I was just focused on getting results, which is not a bad thing. But if you're focused only solely on getting results, you completely disregard the experience you get from trying to get those results. And arguably, that is a lot more important than actually getting the results themselves. Because has anybody ever I think since Terraria is very popular nowadays, has every actually not just Terraria, but just in general, has anybody played a video game, tried to get a specific achievement or like weapon or some sort of loot that was extremely rare, extremely hard to get, and after they got that specific loot or achievement, they literally stopped playing the game because they spent most of their all of their energy literally just trying to get this one specific thing. And after that, after the effort they put into that specific goal, they literally dropped it because nothing was worth as much as the pursuit of getting to that specific thing. And that's how I sort of think about when I do feel like my efforts aren't really being rewarded. And I know it's kind of corny to say, but trusting the process is trusting that the process will give you the results that you require just at not a time that you're specifically expecting. I know it sounds like I'm kind of like not coherently saying my thoughts in order because there's just so much going on in my head. Like my brain's too advanced sometimes. It's like too is this guy too high IQ sometimes, but essentially, if I had to just summarize this whole video into one specific sentence, then I would say that now I have to pause. Chill. Hold on. Let me cook in my head. If I had to seriously, let me sit up for this. If I had to seriously summarize this whole video into just one sentence, is that if you are going into a specific direction, actually, matter of fact, scratch that. If you're going into a specific direction and you're genuinely going to try to go in that specific direction, you're not a loser. I said that like so unsure of myself. You're not a loser if you're trying to go in a specific direction. Because motion or a little bit of motion is better than no motion. Trust me, twin. Anyways, I'm gonna end the video after that. Thank you for watching.